All right, hello, and welcome to the all right. We're going to be reading the 12 steps and 12 traditions. Okay, 12 steps and 12 traditions. A co-founder of Alcoholics Anonymous tells how members recover and how the society functions. Okay, you can get this book online. At the AA.org. Okay, go to AA.org, www.aa.org. Okay, also, again, this is Alcoholics Anonymous World Services Incorporated. Right there. All right. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read, That's what I'm going to do for all of the groups. You guys are welcome to discuss amongst each other in the description box. I'll leave that open. But what we're going to do, again, we're just going to go cover to cover. That's the best way to get this information out so that you can see that this is coming directly out the book. And as a substitute teacher, this is what I do. When I go to classes, I go in and the teacher has left a what's called a lesson plan for me to review with my students. Well, that's what this is. This is a lesson plan. As a substitute teacher, it's just my job to come in and read the lesson plan. That's it. That's why I love what I do. Because I get a chance to do it with some enthusiasm, I get a chance to do it with some flair, I get a chance to do it in a way that I think I can reach my audience effectively, and I do it in a way where I speak clearly. Now, a lot of people have always asked me things like, is this something that you're doing to try and boost yourself or make yourself seem better than you already are? I got a brief answer to that, and this is a brief one. The reason why my teeth are the way they are, see that? See how those gone? I could easily got them replaced, but I haven't. The reason why I haven't is because what I'm doing today, it's not about me. It's not about my appearance. I mean, I brush regularly with Crest. I use Crest mouthwash. So my mouth is healthy. And this is what my dentist tells me. My dentist tells me that my mouth is healthy now. All the rotten teeth that I have, they were pulled out. The rotten ones. So now I have all good teeth. The ones that I have, they're good. The ones that I have are good. Look, I'm not here to get a girlfriend. I'm not here to try and make people be attractive. I'm not here to accept phone calls or proposals or any of that. I'm only here to read. It's just like when I go to work. When I go to work, I'm there to just do the job. That's it. I'm not there to do anything else except for do the job that I was hired to do. Here I feel I have a duty as an alcoholic. I have a duty as an alcoholic. We're going to go through these 12 steps. Okay? But you're going to notice when you get to the 12th step, the 12th step is a step that you just have to just keep working. You got to keep working out. Because that 12th step is why I do what I do, why my sponsor does what he does, why Bill W. Does what he did. Did what he did. you're going to find out all these things. And when you figure out what's really important in life, last thing you're going to worry about is material things or what. Last thing you're going to worry about is self. You really have to remove yourself in this process. This is the type of process where it takes work, and in order to do it, you have to be in the right mind. So what I'm going to do, again, I'm going to start by reading, okay? It starts on page 5. Well, I'll put it this way. Not even going to do it that way. We'll just start it on page 1, like you normally do. This is page 1. We're going to start on page 1, and we're just going to flip. We're going to go, okay? 12 steps and 12 traditions. We'll go for about, we'll make these about 30-minute segments, okay? 12 steps and 12 traditions. Alcoholics Anonymous World Services Incorporated, P.O. Box 459, Grand Central Station, New York, 10163, just in case you want to write. Also, I've already directed you in previous videos, but whenever you come to see the videos, automatically go to www.aa.org. Automatically go there. When you get to the AA page, there's a session. Excuse me. When you get to the AA page, there's a What's New section. There's a Read Daily Reflections section. Then there's a Make a Contribution box. Those are 3 boxes out of the 4 boxes. One's Make a Contribution. The next box is go to the online bookstore. What I would like for everyone to do is always go to make a contribution and contribute to AA, because it's just going to do, it's going to help you. It's going to help you when you give to help another alcoholic. It's going to help you in the long run. So please go there. Also, the bookstores where you can find this book, where you can find all the other books for AA. Go to the online bookstore, order the books and get them. Order the books and get them. Again, this is a study group, so what you're going to need is you're going to need something to take notes with. You're going to need a yellow marker. Okay. All right. Page 4, copyright. It was copywritten 1952, 1953, and then in 1981 by the AA Grapevine Incorporated and Alcoholics Anonymous Publishing, now known as Alcoholics Anonymous World Services Incorporated. All rights are reserved. The first printing was April of 1953. It's the first printing. 49th printing. The 49th printing was in 2010. The 49th printing. Wow. This is AA General Services Conference approved literature. Okay. Alcoholics Anonymous and AA are registered trademarks of AA World Services Inc. Okay, it gives you an ISBN number for the book. ISBN number is how you can order the book, or it's how the book is identified in the library. That's what the ISBN number is, and I'll show it to you. You know. Here we go. Boom. All right. The Library of Congress, catalog card number 535454, printed in the United States of America. All right. Here we go. Contents. You're going to have your 12 steps. The 12 steps are first. Your step 1 is on page 21. Your step 2 is on 25. Step 3 is on 34. You can go through and read these briefly if you like. Step 4, 42. Step 5, 55. Step 6, 64. Step 7, 70. Step 8, 77. And step 9, 83. Yeah, step 9, 83. Step 10, 88. Step 11, 96. And step 12 is 106. All right, the 12 traditions. All right, tradition 1 is on 129. Tradition 2 is on 132. Tradition 3 is on 139. Tradition 4 is on 146. Tradition 5 is on 150. Tradition 6 is on 155. Tradition 7 is on 160. Tradition 8 is on 166. Tradition 9 is on 172. Tradition 10 is on 176. And tradition 11 is on 180. Tradition 12, 184. And the 12 traditions in long form is on 189. Now, introduction. Alcoholics Anonymous first published 12 Steps and 12 Traditions in 1953. Bill W., who along with Dr. Bob S., founded Alcoholics Anonymous in 1935, wrote the book and shared 18 years of collective experience within the fellowship of how AA members recover and how our society functions. Okay. In recent years, some members and friends of AA have asked if it would be wise to update the language, the idioms or the historical references in the book to present more contemporary images of our fellowship. However, because the book has helped so many alcoholics find recovery, there is a strong sentiment within the fellowship against all or any of changing it at all. You know, the fellowship doesn't want it to be changed. In fact, in 2002, the General Service Conference discussed this issue, and it was unanimously recommended that the text in the book, the 12 Steps and the 12 Traditions written by Bill W., remain as is, recognizing the fellowship feelings that Bill's writing will maintain as originally published. This is in quotes. We hope that the collective spiritual experience of the AA pioneers captured in these pages continues to help alcoholics and their friends of AA understand the principles of our program. Wow, that was so cool. Okay, here's the foreword. Alcoholics Anonymous is a worldwide fellowship of more than 100,000 alcoholic men and women who have banded together to solve their common problems and to help fellow sufferers in recovery from that age-old baffling malady, alcoholism. This book deals with the 12 steps and the 12 traditions of Alcoholics Anonymous. It presents an explicit view of the principles by which AA members recover and by which their sobriety functions. AA's 12 steps are a group of principles, spiritual in nature, which, if practiced as a way of life, can expel the obsession to drink. Wow. I think I need to read that again, just in case you missed it. AA's 12 steps are a group of principles, spiritual in their nature, which, if practiced as a way of life, can expel the obsession to drink and enable the sufferer to become happily and usefully whole. Happily and usefully whole. AA's 12 traditions apply to the life of the fellowship itself. This outline that means by which AA maintains its unity and relates itself to the world about it, the way it lives and grows. Though the essays which follow were written mainly for members, it is thought by many that AA's friends that these pieces might arouse interest and find application outside of AA itself. Many people, non-alcoholics, report as a result of the practices of AA, 12 steps, they have been able to meet their other difficulties in life. That means just by applying these principles, even if these people weren't alcoholics, but they decided to apply these principles to their lives and it improved them. It improved their way of life. They think that the 12 steps can mean more than sobriety for a problem drinker. They see in them a way of happy and effective living for many people, alcoholic or not. There is, too, a rising interest in the 12 traditions of Alcoholics Anonymous. Students of human relations are beginning to wonder how and why AA functions as a society. Why is it, they ask, that in AA, no member can be set in personal authority over another, and that nothing like a central government can anywhere be seen? How can a set of traditional principles have no legal force at all, hold a fellowship of alcoholics in unity and effectiveness? The second section of this volume, through the design of AA's membership, will give such inquiries inside view of AA never before possible. Yeah. Like this online thing. I think this is incredible. Alcoholics Anonymous began in 1935 at Akron, Ohio. As the outcome of a meeting between a well-known surgeon and a New York broker. Both were severe cases of alcoholism and were destined to become co-founders of the AA Fellowship. All right. The basic principles of AA, as they are known today, were borrowed mainly from the field of religion and medicine through some ideas upon which success finally depended, were the result of nothing, the behavior and needs, the fellowship itself. After 3 years of trial and error in selecting the most workable tenets upon which the society could be based, and after a large amount of failure in getting alcoholics to recover, 3 successful groups emerged. The first at Akron, the second at New York, and the third at Cleveland. Even when it was hard to find 2 score of sure recoveries in all 3 groups. Nevertheless, the Infant Society determined to set down its experience in a book which finally reached the public in April of 1939. April of 1939. And this time, the recoveries numbered about 100. The book was called Alcoholics Anonymous. And from it, the fellowship took name. It is alcoholism. In it, alcoholism was described from the alcoholic's point of view. The spiritual ideas of the society were confined for the first time in the 12 steps, and the application of these steps to the alcoholic's dilemma made clear. The remainder of the book was devoted to 30 stories of case history in which the alcoholic describes their drinking experiences and recoveries. This established identification with alcoholic readers and proved to them that the virtually impossible had now become possible. The book, Alcoholics Anonymous, became the basic text for the fellowship, and it still is today. This present volume proposes to broaden and deepen the understanding of the 12 steps as first written in the early Word. With the publication of the book, Alcoholics Anonymous, in 1939, the pioneers period ended, and the prodigious chain reaction set in as the recovered alcoholics carried their message to still others. In the next years, alcoholics flocked to AA by the tens of thousands, largely as a result of excellent and continuous publicity freely given by magazines, newspapers throughout the world. Clergymen and doctors alike rallied to the new movement, giving it unstinted, giving it unstinted support and endorsement. This startling expansion brought with it very severe growing pains. Proof that alcoholics could recover had been made, but it was by no means sure that such great numbers of yet erratic people could live and work together with harmony by good effects. Everywhere there arose threatening questions of membership, money, personal relations, public relations, management of groups, clubs, and scores, other perplexities. It was out of this vast welter of explosive experience that AA's 12 traditions took form and were first published in 1946 and later confirmed at AA's first international convention held at Cleveland in 1950. The tradition section is a volume, portrays in some detail the experience which finally produced the 12 traditions, and so gave AA its present form, substance, and unity. As AA now enters maturity, It has begun to reach into 40 foreign lands. In the view of its friends, it is but the beginning of its unique and valuable service. It is hoped that the volume will afford all who read it a close-up view of the principles and forces which made Alcoholics Anonymous what it is. All right, then it gives the Alcoholics Anonymous general services may be reached by writing Alcoholics Anonymous P.O. Box 459, Grand Central Station, New York 10163, USA. All right. Okay. Well, that was just the beginning. We're going to start with step 1 for our next video. But we're going to talk a little bit about what I just read. Okay. Now, I talked before about the history of Alcoholics Anonymous and what Dr. Bill was trying to do. If you look at when Alcoholics Anonymous was founded, it was founded in 1935. 1935. I went online and I looked at some of the, I looked and read. I did some of my own independent research, and this is what I'm going to encourage you to do. You're going to have to do some of your own independent research, which is totally fine because you're going to find out things about this process that is really going to be beneficial to you. But one thing I found out is, this was during the Depression in the United States, and I saw that, during Prohibition, alcoholics would just make their own stuff out of chemicals. They make their own. They call it moonshine. They make their own moonshine, and it was killing them. It was literally killing them. Not slowly killing them. I mean, killing them instantly. They drink this moonshine, drop dead. So, alcohol has always just been a deadly, deadly problem. But when I went back and I saw what the lengths that people would go through during the Depression era just to drink it. Wow. This is a serious disease that needs to be dealt with. And again, thanks to Dr. Bob, Bill W. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun reading this book. We're gonna have fun, okay? And we're gonna do it respectfully. And we're going to, make sure to, again, go to aa.org, donate. I also have a donate button here. If you feel led, please do. We're going to go on to step 1. That's going to be in our next video. So thank you for being here, and continue to watch. Continue to watch. Peace and blessings to you.